Hi loves, I'm Myrra, style and travel blogger from the blog Yours Truly Myrra, and this is the very first video in our Travel Solo plus Travel Bravely series. I'm going to talk to you about the 5 best things about solo traveling and try to convince you why you should do it at least once in your life. If you've seen the first 2 vlogs that I've uploaded, which I'll put a link down here, you will probably know that I've been an exchange student in Italy for 1 semester, and actually that's 6 months. I've been traveling to some cities in my own country, the Philippines, before, but I've never really traveled abroad before I studied abroad. Did you get it? Did that make sense? It's a really big leap. And yeah, I was so damn scared and I was so frightened of all the uncertainties that may happen to me. But that experience forced me to go out of my comfort zone, so I totally never will regret it. Besides some other European countries that I've been to with my friends, I've also had the chance to travel solo to Rome, Italy, London, Prague in Czech Republic, Ljubljana in Slovenia, and Budapest in Hungary. I can say that those moments are the best, most memorable, and most life-changing experiences I've had in my life so far. I'm so grateful that I did it and that I actually faced my fears head-on and challenged myself to do something different and to actually step out of my horizons. But the point is, if I can, I believe you can do it too. So in this very first installment of our Travel Solo plus Travel Bravely series, I will talk about the 5 best reasons why solo traveling is good for you and try to convince you as much as I can to actually do it at least once in your life. Because my love, there is a world out there and it's whispering, I'm waiting for you. Reason number 1, it is good for your soul. I have some código here, please don't mind it. To give more emphasis on this reason, Eleanor Roosevelt said, "The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience." Solo travel is good for you because it is good for your soul. I bet right now, if you're watching this, you're craving for at least some change in your life or for an escape. Maybe you're tired of the tedious routine of life because you're just going through life every day in the same way. You're waking up, preparing yourself, and then eat your breakfast and then go study or go to work if you have a work already, and then, I don't know, go through the day as normally as you should, and then sleep, and then repeat. It's a cycle. So maybe you're overwhelmed and burned out right now because of these really tedious things that are happening in your life. There's a fly. But solo travel is absolutely the opposite. When you travel solo in another country or in another city that is at least far away from your home, you'll find out that everything's actually new. It's like being a child again and you're exploring this new world out there. It's actually the world that you're living in, but you haven't known this part of the world yet. And you'll discover a lot of things. Actually, when I traveled solo to a lot of countries, I learned a lot more about culture, about humanity, about history, and about the world in general. And it wouldn't have happened, I wouldn't have learned that much if I just stayed in one corner of my room and keep on watching other people vlog about their experiences when actually I can do it myself, and I know you can too. And so for example, right, you wake up and you go take a bath and then prepare your breakfast, and then you eat your breakfast and then make yourself some coffee. So this is a really tedious process to you already. You know everything already. But when you're in a different side of the world, or when you're in a different country or place and traveling solo, you're gonna be more independent and you're gonna wake up in such a different situation. It's actually scary a little bit, but it's more thrilling for me. That same process of preparing your breakfast and maybe getting some espresso in a new cafe, that's different. And how are you ever gonna discover that difference if you wouldn't put yourself out there? If you wouldn't for once just go out of your comfort zones. Solo travel is good for your soul because it actually heals you. I met this one guy when I was in Florence, Italy, but in Florence it wasn't a solo travel for me. I went with my friend. He was basically brokenhearted because his girlfriend for 2 years, I don't know, I'm not really sure. If you're watching this, I'm not gonna name you, but if you're watching this to the guy, please just bear with the facts that I think I have left in my mind right now. His girlfriend of 2 years broke up with him, or I think he broke up with her. Yeah, because I think the girl cheated on him, and so it was really hard for him, and for months he was depressed and he just stayed in his house. And finally in January this year, his family, I think, urged him to travel and to actually go out and put himself out there. And he did. He traveled around Europe for I think 2 or 3 months, and he told me when I met him that it really, really changed his perspective. He wasn't fully healed, but it healed him big time, that he was able to smile again, he was able to enjoy life again. So that wouldn't have happened if he didn't go out there and explore the many other beautiful places and happenings in life. And he appreciated life more through traveling. That's what heals you. That's what heals everyone. You appreciate life more and you get to see the beauty of the world. Reason number 2, solo traveling is empowering. Hannah Arendt said, "Loving life is easy when you are abroad, where no one knows you and you hold your life in your hands all alone. You are more master of yourself than at any other time." Solo traveling is empowering because it gives you the chance to learn to decide for your own and live the life the way you want it to be. I mean, when you travel solo, it's your own schedule. It's your own itineraries. If you want to go to museums instead of parties, then you can do so. It's your say. It's your decision. But the challenge with this is that all the decisions that you make, you're responsible and accountable for them. Reason number 3, through solo traveling, you learn from your own mistakes and experiences. There's a quote of Nisa P. Chopra or Chopra, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She said, "Travel makes you realize that no matter how much you know, there's always more to learn." The quote, "Experience is the best teacher, still never gets old." Solo traveling helps you to learn more from your mistakes and experiences because for sure, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes in your travel. You're gonna get lost in this new city, you're gonna stumble maybe, or you're gonna pick the wrong food and experience some stomach pains and stuff like that. There's a lot of uncertainties you face when you travel. Those are just normal. But the thing with solo traveling is that you get to learn from those mistakes, from those experiences. You wouldn't learn those things if you just choose to stay within your boundaries and your comfort zone. For example, if you get lost in a new city, then you get to learn more about navigating a map or navigating your Google Maps, or you get to be more confident to ask the locals and not to shy away from asking the locals and other people about directions and about where to go and about suggestions where you could go to in this new place. really, there's a lot to learn. I'm sorry for the sounds of the jeepneys in the background because I'm actually shooting this video at the back of our main library, so there are jeepneys going around here and stuff. Yeah. Reason number 4, solo traveling will give you the chance to meet a lot of new people and widen your connections. There's a quote I found in Pinterest that says, "You never really travel alone. The world is full of friends waiting to get to know you." And I think that's really beautiful because when I traveled alone to the cities that I've been to, I really met a lot of amazing people. Some of them I never really got to contact with after because I didn't get. This is a mistake I did, but some of them I didn't get their numbers of or Facebook or whatever to contact them with. But most of the people that I met, I've actually added friends with in Facebook and still update with right now. I still follow them on Instagram and get to know more about their life and when they're back in their home country already. It's really fun. It's also really advantageous if you think about it, because if you go someday somehow in their country, then you have somewhere to live in and you get to have your tour guide. And besides that, knowing the perspectives of these people really widens your knowledge about the world, about humanity, about life itself. It's such a life-changing experience for me to meet these people, and I will always be grateful for them. You know the quote saying, there's a difference between being lonely and being alone. When you travel solo, it's inevitable to feel alone sometimes, but you get to realize that there are lots of solo travelers out there who also wants to make friends with other people who can relate with them. And that's an advantage to you because then you can find them, then you can socialize, and then you can be friends with, not just in the span of your trip, but most especially throughout life. You can be friends for them for life. And wow, if that doesn't amaze you, then I don't know what will. Reason number 5, you learn to trust yourself, God, and the world as well. Traveling is a brutality. It forces you to trust strangers and to lose sight of all that familiar comfort of home and friends. You are constantly off balance. Nothing is yours except the essential things: air, sleep, dreams, the sea, all things tending towards the eternal or what we imagine of it. Cesare Pavese said this, and he's right. When you travel solo to new places, as I've said earlier, your decisions are your own and the accountability is on your shoulders. And even if this means more pressure to you, it just means that you get to rely on your own. You get to be more independent. When you're at home, when you're just gonna get stuck in your home, you're just gonna be dependent of what other people do for you. Like your mom prepare all those things for you and stuff like that. That was me, honestly, that was me. But when I went outside the country and traveled solo, I got to rely on my own and I got to be more independent. I learned to be independent. I was forced to learn to be independent because I had to. I had to do things for my own because if I didn't do so, then who would? But that's the thing. That's the thing. When you're traveling solo, there's a lot of uncertainties that may happen, that may occur to you, but you know in yourself that you can do it. You believe more in yourself just because it becomes a layer of achievements for you. You survive this one day and then you survive the next day and then you survive the third day and then you get used to it and you get more empowered. Also, when I traveled solo, this is where I learned much more about self-love. I wouldn't have learned it when I was back home because it's inevitable that your friends and family have this preconceived judgment of you, so what they say to you may become real to you. But when I was out there, no one was telling me what to do, no one was telling me who was I, who am I, because I was basically a new person in there. I was a stranger, I became this new person. And this is also where I learned to let go and just to surrender everything to the universe and to God. I mean, if I didn't do it, I probably would have been anxious every second of every day. And since you learn to let go when you solo travel and just surrender and let things be, and then let God work His magic to you, it'll be much better. So that's it for the very first video of our Travel Solo plus Travel Bravely series, loves, and I hope you got something out of it. I am actually uploading desktop wallpapers or photos with quotes that you can actually put in your vision board so that you will always get to be reminded to be motivated to travel. I will leave the download link below to these wallpapers. If you like this video, you can click thumbs up down below, and you could also share it to your friends. I am also posting the link below of the blog post that is related to this topic, so you could read more about it in my blog. And also, please subscribe to my channel if you think that this series is for you and that this video has been useful for you. It would really mean the world to me if you subscribed. And that's it, loves. See you again in the next video of the Travel Solo plus Travel Bravely series. Bye!